Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Todd Duplantis, and if you're wondering what's going on right now, well, we're doing things a little bit different this morning. We are on Facebook Live, and I know it took a few moments to set up, and we're doing things a little different because we went through Tropical Storm Nicholas, which turned into Hurricane Nicholas, and our director is dealing with the aftermath at his home, so his internet is out right now. So that means that I'm kind of live streaming the show on my own. We're doing it old school today, but we're making it work. Dr. Tony Rayos Sutherland is my co-host this morning. Tony, we're back on the air, though. I imagine you fared well through the Hurricane Nicholas.
Yes, I did. I'm in Southwest Houston, and we have a lot of branches and leaves and stuff like that all over the place, but not a whole lot of rain comparatively. So we're okay. We're fine. We did lose power a couple of times, but we got it back.
Yeah, we had some issues with power. It was flickering just a bit off and on, but we got it back up and got it back working. So we're good to go. We're good to go. We are dealing with a few things, as I mentioned this morning. One of them being the fact that a lot of folks still don't have electricity, and I know that's affecting many of our students, their families, some of our faculty and staff. And in the case of our director, he got his electricity back, but now he has no power to his internet. So that's why we're doing this show old school today.
Yeah, I know what it is to lose internet power. I get that a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah, that happens to you, even when we don't have hurricanes. But we made it through. We've got some interesting announcements we're going to make on the show today. But I want to bring our guest on because we could talk a little bit about the storm, how it affected our operations. Dr. Norma Perez is our Vice Chancellor and Academic Officer here, Chief Academic Officer here at Houston Community College. Dr. Perez, welcome to the show. Think if we can get you to unmute your mic. I think your mic is muted still. There we go. Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I imagine you fared well through the storm. Have you heard from any of your staff that are still dealing with some power or internet or other issues related to the hurricane that made it through?
Actually, I haven't heard from anyone at this point having any issues with at least the power or any issues with the storm at this point. So I myself didn't really have any issues other than the wind. That I fared the same way as the two of you. There were branches in my front yard and my backyard. I did not lose electricity, and I live in Southeast Houston.
Yeah,
which makes me closer to the coast.
Right. I mean, you guys had a little bit more rain than I think the rest of us, because the heaviest of rain really was south of I-10. The heavier you get as you push towards the coast. I know you were in a number of meetings yesterday that we were both in regarding communications efforts and getting the word out. And I don't think a lot of people know how much planning goes on behind the scenes when we have a weather event like this. And you're part of the committee that looks at how the college is going to operate. You guys started meeting a couple of days on this, I would imagine.
Yes, we did. I believe we started meeting actually on Friday, and then we met over the weekend as well to make decisions. As you know, it's not easy to make a decision as to whether we should close or not close. We take into consideration the fact that we've got classes going on and other activities, and of course, we're always our number one concern is the safety of our HCCS community. And so based on that, we made a decision to close.
When we decided to close on Monday, the decision was made to close for Tuesday. There was a forecast that we could get anywhere between 10 to 20 inches or more of rain. And they weren't saying Harvey type of rain, but this still would have inundated the roads. So you have to make that hard call to keep the students, faculty, and staff safe.
That's correct. And you have to make that call. The timing is important. And I think that's one of the reasons we decided to dismiss early on Monday, knowing that there would be traffic issues. And again, not knowing exactly what's going to happen to the storm, because, everybody kept saying it could move, it could change its course. However, we have to make the best decision that we can based on the information we have at that time. And so based on all that information, and as well as also checking with our colleagues, what they were doing, checking with our ISDs. As you know, we have dual credit. We have many partners with our ISDs. So we have to check all of that information and again, try to make the decision that's in the best interest of our students, faculty, and staff.
Dr. Perez, kind of wanted to shift subjects now because the campuses are open today, and we've got a number of the workforce classes resuming, the ones that have been meeting in person. A few weeks back, we announced that classes would be delayed this semester as far as in-person academic classes. Now we're looking at October the 4th for a return. Is that still the case?
That is still the case. At this point, we are planning for all of our face-to-face classes to return back to the specific campus that they are being held.
And the students, have you had a chance to hear from any of the students? Are they looking forward to getting back on the campuses? I know you had some in over this past summer, a small amount of students going to face-to-face classes. We had to suspend that because of the COVID cases, but I imagine they would be looking forward to getting back and seeing their classmates and instructors again.
Yes, we have a number of students who have contacted us and are happy to hear that they will be going back to class. Many of our students feel that they learn better in a face-to-face class than they do online. And of course, we also have emails from students who feel that we shouldn't come back to campus. Yeah. So, you know, it's a difficult decision in terms of trying to meet the concerns of all students. And so we have to look at it collectively and to see what is in the best interest of all of our faculty, staff, and students.
Let's talk about that, because you mentioned there are some concern, maybe students not enjoying the online offerings. Are we still going to continue having a robust online offerings for our students, for the ones who prefer taking their classes online, either online on a schedule or online anytime?
Yes, you know, at this point, we have found that some of our students do like the online on a schedule, actually. Because of the fact that, you know, they have now have that experience, and many of them have done well and realize that they did well. And so we're going to continue. You know, the goal that we set for ourselves for this semester was offering 60% of our classes face-to-face and 40% online. We're looking to have something similar for the spring semester.
And for the students going back October the 4th, they will just go to their normal class that they were supposed to go to when the semester started. Is that how it's going to work? They would go to that class and pick up from where they are in their course load that they've been taking online for the past few weeks.
That is correct. We did not alter their schedules. So what we did was each of the faculty announced to their students that their class would now meet online, and online on a schedule, actually. And so they have the information in terms of what campus, what classroom. And so come the 4th, they would be expected to come back to that campus and attend classes face-to-face at that time.
And for those who are, you know, thinking, well, I'm just too concerned about that, we've actually been holding classes at HCC on our campuses for over a year now for the workforce instruction. And from what I understand, they've been very successful, and the students, faculty, and staff, for the most part, have been kept very safe in these workforce classes. From what you've heard,
that is correct. And I also want to add that we did begin to teach some of our science lab courses on campus as well. And because again, that's another area where a lot of our students really wanted to attend face-to-face. And that was all of their science labs. And so, I mean, overall, we're taking into consideration the CDC guidelines and of course the safety of our faculty and students. And so every classroom is set up to where there is that distance between the students and also the faculty. In many of our classrooms, we also have a barrier that's been set up for the faculty to ensure that again, there's an opportunity for students to speak to their faculty one-on-one with no fear of being too close to the faculty member or to the student for that matter.
And that's a good point you bring up there, because these classes are set up in that fashion. There's going to be a lot less students in those classes. So if you wanted to register, it's really important to register early, especially if you want to get the instructor or professor you would like, the time and the campus you want to take that class, because the more popular ones, I would imagine they fill up pretty quickly.
Yes, you make a very good point there, Todd. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Yeah, you are correct. The classes at this point, we started out with 9, and then we did decide to increase them up to 18 in most cases. Again, based on the room size, that may not be the situation. You may have 12 in your class.
Yeah.
So again, it had to do with the size of the classroom and how many we could accommodate, maintaining that social distance.
Dr. Perez, I know you've been with HCC for quite some time and you've got a long career in education. The past 18 months, would you say they're probably the most difficult ones for you personally and professionally with making it through and connecting with the students?
I think that's probably true. As you recall, I started my position as the chief academic officer when Hurricane Harvey hit.
Yeah,
I thought that was a tough experience at the very beginning. That was a good way to start my new position. But I did, I met those challenges, and many of the things that we learned back in Harvey are things that we implemented as we began to discuss how we're going to handle COVID. And so that made it a lot easier in terms of making that transition and working with our faculty to transition their courses to online. But I think that what I found most difficult is working from home, not having that contact with our faculty, a face-to-face contact with faculty or face-to-face contact with students. And so I really welcome being able to go back to seeing our students on our campuses and really having those one-on-one conversations with them.
I know you and most of the faculty I've spoken with as well is looking forward to getting back and seeing the students in person as well. Dr. Perez, one final question, because I know we have year-round enrollment at HCC. We started the fall semester already, that's underway, but we've got the second start semester, which has been the start of it, or the registration's been extended a couple of days from what I understand, so that students can get a chance to register for that.
That is correct, because we were out the 2 days, part of Monday and Tuesday, we have extended the registration for second start. So again, I encourage students who haven't registered to please do so. And then if they need financial aid, funding to support that, there is going to be a means for them to be able to seek those funds. Again, if they go to our website, they can find out all the information regarding what we're calling emergency funds.
Yep. We've got lots of ways to pay for college. I know a lot of folks have said it's a great time to go to HCC right now because we've got a bunch of money to help you pay for it. Dr. Norma Perez, we appreciate you being here this morning. Thank you for joining us. Continuing to stay safe there, and we look forward to seeing you in person someday soon.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, so Tony, as Dr. Perez was mentioning, second start semester, the courses will, I believe, start around the 20th, but the registration has been extended a couple of days. So if you're looking to register for second start, you've got time. Now's the time to do it, Tony.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to mention about the online on a schedule. That's probably the closest thing to face-to-face that we've got. And it's good as an instructor myself. I can still talk to the students. I can still see them if they open up their camera, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we can still show and have that one-on-one back-to-back. So it's not as difficult as you might think, you know, so it's a good thing.
And that seems like a popular course that people are choosing is the online on a schedule because it gives you that interaction. I know my daughter, she works a full-time job and she's finishing up at U of H, and she prefers taking the classes where she can just take them completely online because she may take her class in the middle of the night, you know, or when she gets home from work at 10 or in the morning before she goes. So it's more convenient for her. But if you've got the time and it's carved into your schedule, having that interaction with the professor and your classmates, that's invaluable when you're taking some of these courses.
Right. It's very good. And especially, you know, they have a question, I can answer it immediately, you know, and you don't have to wait for the back and forth thing. So it's really very good. And you get to talk to your other classmates one-on-one right there, you know, so it's the closest thing you can get to face-to-face. It's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty good.
When October 4th comes around, are you going to be back in the classroom? That's question one. Question two would be, will you still be doing an online version of your course as well?
Well, my particular class is a online synchronous class. So it's that way no matter what. But what I understand is that if you're supposed to be face-to-face, it will be face-to-face, you know, at that point in time.
So the students then will need to transition into the classroom and start going
Correct.
physically to the class itself to continue.
You know what? I think a lot of it can depend on the instructor. If
Yeah.
the instructor feels that, you know, I can teach my class in front of me as well as have a Zoom or WebEx or whatever, you can do that. I mean, we're set up to do that.
I was going to say the classrooms
would,
are set up that way now,
yes,
right?
And to me, that's what I would do. If I were going to go back face to face, I would use both. So that way it would give the students the opportunity to choose.
And if you're watching, I know a lot of our faculty know what we're talking about, but for those who aren't, last year, I believe it was about a little over a year ago, because we were planning on going back, I want to say last fall, and that didn't happen, but they were setting up with cameras in the classrooms so that the instructors could do their class in person and online for students who didn't wish to attend in person. So it sounds like they were set up back then and they're still set up now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So if you are looking to register at HCC, now's the time to do so. Go to hccs.edu/now for your registration needs. Once again, we're doing things a little different. You're looking at us and you're thinking, what's going on? What's happening? Well, our director, because of the storm, he's got no internet. So I'm going live off of my Facebook page, linking it into HCC's district Facebook page. And that's kind of why we're just we don't have the bar and the technical with my name and Tony's name and the guest's name and all the flyers that we used to show and the visuals. We'll hopefully have that tomorrow. But
shows all the work that he does. He really does a whole lot. You don't know that, you know, Nathan behind the scenes, but he does a lot of stuff.
No, Nathan does a lot of stuff on there, and he's going to be very upset with me because I'm not recording the show on my laptop, and I should have recorded that. So hopefully I know it's getting caught on Facebook, so he can capture it off of that later. Anyway, I want to make one more announcement because I think we have one other thing we need to talk about. Free haircuts are back. If you're looking at getting a haircut, you can head over to the Central College if you're a student, faculty, or staff, because they need the experience, you need the haircut, it's free, and you can join them today, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely, on Wednesdays. So it's Wednesdays, except from noon to 1 because they take lunch break. But just bring your ID, go to JB Whiteley building. And if you're a student or staff member, it's free.
Yeah, another thing that's free and very important right now, HCC is working with the community and offering free vaccinations this coming Saturday, September the 18th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Northeast College campus. That's 555 Community Drive. So all you have to do is no appointments required. Get in your car. I believe it's a drive-through situation. So you have to get out of your car. You fill out some paperwork. They give you the vaccination and you're off on your way. So that's happening this weekend. And as we mentioned, Second Start is now registering. The extension for the registering deadline has been extended by 2 days, but you can register now for Second Start. And as Dr. Perez is mentioning, we do have various means for helping you pay through for college. So you have to get registered to get some emergency funding to pay for literally all of your tuition. Okay, we're going to wrap up today's show, kind of goofy show, but still important. And we wanted to just get back and let you know, yeah, we're back. We're open today. HCC's back after closing down for the hurricane yesterday. Tomorrow on the show, we've got a guest from the Business School of Excellence, Tony.
Yes, that's Janet Parr. She's going to talk a little bit about banking and finance and our programs that we have on that.
Okay, and we'll also have the Thursday Virtual Family Fun Day where we feature the Asia Society, which is opened again after being virtual for a long time, just in time to celebrate a mid-autumn festival in just a few days. I saw Asia and I was thinking the band Asia. I would love to have them on the show. I haven't been able to get a hold of them, but we've got the Asia Society, the band Asia, incredible band. Anyway, and of course, Film Friday is coming up. It's just around the corner. Friday is just a couple of days away. And we welcome a newcomer to HCC's filmmaking department.
Yes, Kate Phillips. She's new to us, HCC, but she's also working on her own film right now. So we'll get to talk to her and about the film department and what she's doing with her film.
Okay, there you go. So there you have it, folks. Wrapping up this off the cuff live stream, going old school for you today. I'm Todd Duplantis. Tomorrow, we'll have a full production. We promise an open to the show, some music. We'll have some dancing. We'll have some bears in the background juggling. We're going to have a whole show for you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll do some dancing for you.
Yeah,
okay.
Tony will be dancing as well. We will just knock it out of the park for you tomorrow. But thanks for being back for us. HCC is back open today. Okay, our campuses have reopened. Classes are back in session following the hurricanes. Keep that in mind. Tomorrow we'll be live right here again on the show, live at 10 a.m. Have a great day.